So first doctor appointment of the day was my heart, my new EP. We'll dialogue about it later, but we ended up having to wait for like 2 hours. So now we're frantically going to talk with the surgeon and we're lost. So far we're like acing this day, right? My name is Bailey and welcome to my life. I used to be a prolific vlogger, and of course, as a mother, I loved showing my girls, which I'm not going to do anymore to keep them safe.
Hey Fallon, how's it going?
I'm good! Dealing with chronic health problems is a lot of work, but I try to not stay chronically jerky and focus on the positive.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
And just watch to see the rest. So I didn't video really much of anything at the hospital during my 2 doctor's appointments yesterday, but it was because my camera died. However, we ended up having to wait for 2 hours before I could see my new heart specialist. I'm still getting set up and acclimated with different specialists in the area since our move. I'm sort of taking my time. But yeah, 2 hour wait. It ended up being a total of 3 hours by the time we left. And I was nervous about this particular provider because he had a beard, and I typically will switch doctors if they have a beard or if they have a weird speech pattern, if they talk very with their mouth clenched like this. Some people don't know how to enunciate, or if they have like a really thick accent, but we ended up doing fine. So he did well with his beard. The nurses at my EP specialist definitely made a couple of cracks about what a high dose of steroids I'm on. They said that they never see patients on a dose that high. Encouraging. And we did discuss my possibly starting a medication that I personally wouldn't want to start until I finish with steroids, reassess, and then see if I need it. But it would be to sort of calm some of the nerve signals in my brain, and I would take it at night because it makes you really drowsy. Because he did dialogue about the commonality of typically an ICD is placed just under the skin, but when a surgery happens to the chest muscle, like mine did, there can just be issues with chronic pain, like really severe chronic pain in that area. So a really big update is that I am no longer going to be dancing with the company that I was with. Mel still will be, and Alex and other friends, and I wish them the best, and I know they're just going to keep doing such amazing things in life and in that company. But the timing of it all is I had been delaying a surgery, actually, and I hadn't been telling any of you guys about it, but I had been delaying a surgery because I wanted to follow through with my commitment to that company. And even though there are other companies that could be a good fit in addition to my own, because there's a big difference between being an artistic director of your company and being in a company. And for me, I think both have equal parts for your soul. The timing of all of this makes me think that instead of rushing into some other company, even though there are some great offers out there, from the financial and logistical perspective of my life as a busy mother, because I can't just volunteer, unfortunately. I wish I could. I'm thinking that instead of rushing into something, that the best option right now is that I am going to buckle down, focus on the surgery, health, recovery, the auditions for my company, and then consider talking to some of the companies that were trying to poach me, if you will. That's a horrible way of saying it. What is this surgery, you might ask, which I have been keeping from you guys for quite a long time? I will tell you shortly.
What do you mean you travel alone?
I have traveled alone for a majority of my life.
That's true.
And I drive in DC. Awesome, by the way.
Begrudgingly.
Better than you.
Begrudgingly.
But better than you. Better than most.
You're comparing yourself to DC drivers?
Yep.
All right. What is that?
That's the, I'm a white guy who's trying to be cool, but this is it. Or I could do the U with the shoulder rolls.
And the ankles. No, that's awful.
That's your best friend, not you.
Yeah, that was awful. Double entendre for me and sign.
He thinks that Hidden Figures is not correct because it has a double meaning, double entendre. So we were like, could be like Hidden Figures, but then is that Hidden Figures? But you can't do a double entendre in ASL. Also, I hate Simcom. I hate it. I prefer ASL. I'm so sorry, people watching. Ow. Is this guy on?
It's supposed to have like.
Fix your hands. I know, they're so cold. So in case any of you guys who are Breathe 360 method dancers get frustrated with how hard some of the workouts seem, or feeling like you are just frustrated by working out and staying physical, I don't know if this helps or discourages like the mystery behind certain workouts, but this is me after filming some footage, and I definitely have to like take full breaks, heat my back, just chill out, because it's grueling. It's grueling for everybody, but that's also why I guess it's good, because you know, like, if it's not coming easily to me, it's gonna be hard for all of us, but we can do it together. So hopefully that's motivating and not discouraging. But I'm wheezy, I'm steroid puffy, and we just videoed an entire bar 360 method only to realize that accidentally the audio was messed up. So the whole thing was for naught. It all was totally lost, which is
Do you know where the waffles go? They go along to take your honey.
So what has been up?
500 BC, these things remain.
You're feeling like crud.
Experiencing
Clearly.
something that people all through the centuries since then.
Yeah, basically I've been like unable to keep any
So that it really is not
liquids
just
or
a
anything in me.
system. You're going back in time, but it's a time
So I was feeling really yucky. And it's like pretty much all mucus, so mucus, not so fun. But he's been really awesome.
Has experienced since the time of
My cheeks are looking very full.
and if that doesn't allow some
She bruises calls, she splatters pistol shots.
I haven't vlogged in a few days. I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but it's been a rough few days.
Of not vlogging.
I'm not vlogging. That's
This is
why
what
I look
happens
so
when
bad.
Yeah, withdrawal happens.
So I ended up, I haven't been able to really keep anything in me, fluid-wise, medicine-wise, which can be risky, especially because I have heart meds. I'm sort of non-alarmist, so I like taking the practical route first. So I like that she went really practical, which is that I'm gonna up my mucus thinners. I have to really try to push fluids however possible if I can. We're gonna likely be, you know, doing some Bactrim for what seems to be like a mounting sinus infection. The upside is the lungs are still hanging in pretty. I actually think I may have picked up something from the ER last week with the chest wall pain. Am I missing anything?
Nope.
So I haven't vlogged in a few days. I've been battling an infection, but doing fine. Like, it's just part of life. Even when I feel my worst, I always feel better after I've done something with dance or something with students. Go. We nailed it! Shababadaboo. Yeah.
Sweeter Papa.
Skibbity da ba da ba ba da 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 da. Do it one more time. Skibbity da ba da ba da 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 da.
I like had a vlog because I needed to rant on humanity really fast. I'm driving in a busy Northern Virginia town near Washington, D.C. and I'm sitting in traffic a few cars back from the light, and I see this really elderly woman struggling to get across the road, but you know, like in the middle of traffic, and she steps up on the side of the curb to get up onto the grass and out of the way of the traffic, and she falls. Now, I'm stuck a few cars back, so I can't like immediately leave my car because it's in the midst of all of this traffic. And I'm waiting for these hundreds of cars, hundreds of people in this city to make any sort of move prior to me, who's way back. Not a single person did. Light goes green, everybody drives straight. So obviously I got up really quick, turned around where I could leave my car just running right in the middle of the road, jumped back, ran back, helped the lady up. We talked, and you know, she said that she just really wanted to get this shirt dry cleaned because she feels she doesn't do the best job anymore, and she asked me if I was a movie star. And I offered her a ride, but she declined, but I helped her up, and she would not have been able to get up if I hadn't stopped. And it just made me sad because there were hundreds of people in front of me, and I actually really thought that somebody was gonna like get to her before me. Someone was gonna zip up to the light, turn around, and come back for this lady, and not a single person did. So I thought, oh my gosh, I just have to rant to the camera because I didn't know how else to process it. And so here's my thought for the day and for this vlog. First of all, this is on the cusp of being at a doctor's appointment yesterday where I was watching the receptionist talking to an elderly couple, and she was talking to them literally like they were 3 years old. And I don't even generally talk to 3-year-olds like they're 3 years old. So when someone talks to someone who's 80 like they're 3, it does bother me. And I understand that hearing loss and, you know, mental acuity can have something to do with that. But there's still no excuse, in my opinion, for talking to any other human like they are not as human as you. So whether it's someone who's foreign, someone who is elderly, someone who is younger than you, or someone who is deaf, nothing bugs me more than when people talk to you like this. Because if we don't understand, we'll make it clear, we'll ask you to repeat it. But there's no reason to dehumanize somebody or to talk to someone or treat someone in any way that is less human than you would talk to and treat yourself is just unacceptable in humanity. And why we do not value our elders and talk to them like the people that they are, I don't know, because guess what, guys? All of you watching this video, one day you're going to be the old lady falling on the side of the road if you're lucky. And you're going to be just as much you inside of your wrinkly self as you are now. You're going to be exactly you, and you're going to want people to talk to you like a person. So that is my opinion of the day. Thanks for the rant. I apologize. You're videoing for Breathe 360 right now, and he thinks I look gross. It's because I have like bleach stains on my shirt and stuff, but
Well,
and I don't want to wear makeup, so I'm gonna look 12 instead.
This is how you're going to be doing all of your filming. Face stuff is going to be done with Vincent.
In my lap, being needy.
Well, not needy. Okay.
I mean, people are gonna be like,
okay, so needy.
people are gonna be like, let's do some Breathe 60, man.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about incentive.
Yeah.
Right, Sadie is not that sort of a personal ad. Woman, close your legs.
Woo! Yeah, cover that up.
Vain person. Noxious stick. And even when it sticks, then it goes gross later. Oh. But,
ouch, that's gonna hurt.
oh my gosh.
Hopefully not.
Well, babe, literally this is like my life.
That's
So
gross.
it hurts, but you just like,
That's so
Yeah.
gross.
I've had, like those horror stories of hospitalizations where like my hands are like so blown out that it's like the Michelin Man. Since then I'm like, everything else is easy. Right?
With one more thing.
Yeah.
Do you take any blood thinners?
I do not.
Okay. Just hold a little pressure there just so you don't spring a little leak.
Alright.
Is it still bleeding?
Probably not, but sometimes they can. So we just hold a little pressure just in case.
little extra convoluted if you're a little extra convoluted. We are all set to have our teas at the ready. I think a big struggle is going to be finding a way to control my cough and my mucus for enough time that things can kind of settle surgically. Typically, you don't ever want to take a cough suppressant because the whole goal is to get things up and out all the time. But that is a discussion we will likely have to have this time next week on the vlog. You guys are going to see this whole endeavor, so wish me luck.
Take my big side.